therapist says to be honest more often, so I'll just be honest. I have a lot of pet peeves when it comes to the internet. I have some pet peeves when it comes to social media. I've been on the internet long enough to dislike some things. There's the obvious things I don't like for moral reasons, but I just want to focus on tinier things that might not from a glance feel bad. You know, things that bother me enough for me to know why they bother me, but not to do anything big about it. You know, like when people listen to videos in public at max volume on their phone, that kind of thing. Pick up the phone, baby. It's probably better if I just get started. If you're watching this video, you probably kind of know what I'm already talking about. Completely normal statement is stated in an inflammatory way for either engagement or just because the guy types that way. I mean, ignoring the guy's farming engagement, because that is the majority of them, that's just how Twitter works. Whenever I see an internet argument that devolves into an insult match, 100% of the time the root cause is because one guy is talking to the other like they're too stupid to understand their side of the argument. For reference, I'm a Sonic fan. I've seen a lot of petty arguments. As a real example, it's a debate over the current state of the 3D model, specifically of the main guy. It's kind of all of them, but we're all centering on the main guy because he's front and center, but you know, some people think it's flawed and needs a remodel or a refresh. It just needs a new one. Others are completely fine with the one they have and don't feel like it needs to make a lot of major changes, at the very least. Now, what do you think is the response on either side when talking to each other? No, it is not civility. It goes like this. If one sees a guy that is completely okay with the model, then they're the reason why we're never going to get a new model, why the art style is now stagnant, and why everything is mediocre. If you want to change in the model, then you're just being nitpicky. Everything you've nitpicked is just being over-exaggerated, and it's completely fine. Neither in any of those two perspectives do they ever consider the fact that, I don't know, people have preferences. And don't even get me started on, like, people who see both sides arguing and then just become the Goomba fallacy image. If you're going into the internet looking for a genuine conversation, then you might as well be looking for Schnitzel in Tokyo. Everyone's so irony-poisoned and afraid of becoming very viral if they're being seen as an idiot that no one wants to be genuine anymore. Just people constantly dunking on each other, hoping they aren't the next target. Just imagine walking up to somebody asking for directions and they go, "Hey, do you know the directions to that new Schnitzel place that just opened up? I heard it was nice." What, is it bad or something? I'm just trying to get there. Just help me out a little. It's not that deep, bro. Fine, whatever. I'm just gonna use Google Maps. Bro's using navigation slop. No, like, seriously. It's worse because that guy doesn't even talk like that in real life. And if they did, they're probably already too far gone at that point. Like, put the bit down for a second and just talk to the guy like a human being. I'm not saying you can't have fun on the internet, but it gets to a point where you just start losing your humanity. You know, in retrospect, in the process of making this video, I think I've come to the conclusion about what my main pet peeve of the internet is. Like, when people talk like an asshole, or people are so irony poisoned to the point where they don't really have a real conversation with people, I think it's mostly because they're not thinking a lot when they're on the internet. Not in a way where I think they're stupid or whatever, just to, you know, just like not really caring about what you're putting on the internet or whatever you say and how it affects other people. I'm not gonna get mad at a shit poster. That guy's just trying to be funny. But when you have people that like dunk on each other for not sharing the same opinion, it gets to a point where they just like don't ever think about the fact that the guy they're talking to is a real person on the other side of the screen. I know at this point, if you've watched this video far enough, that you already understand that. But a lot of people, not helped by the fact that there's a lot of bots on the internet anyway, kind of don't see any account on the internet as being run by a real person. I know there's brand accounts where their vocabulary is limited, so they can't really act like a real person, like an actual genuine real person. They have to get something similar to it. But when it comes to like somebody who's just posting on the internet, who doesn't have any like brand obligations or a lot of followers, so they have to filter what he's saying, then it really becomes obvious that a lot of people do not see anybody as a human. They might know they're talking to a real person. They're not gonna act like it. They're gonna act like they're talking to like a video game PC. They just expect responses out of instead of somebody that is physically in front of them. Just think a little more whenever you're on the internet. I mean that genuinely. Think about the other guy. Think about what you're saying. Think about how you're saying it. That's it.